This evil anti-Semitic attack is an assault on all of us. The scourge of anti-Semitism cannot be ignored, cannot be tolerated, and it cannot be allowed to continue. We can't allow it to continue.
There have been a trio of significant developments in the final weeks of the 2018 campaign that have converged to put the president's rhetoric back into the spotlight. We're talking here, of course, about the migrant caravan, the tragedy in Pittsburgh where 11 people were killed at a synagogue, and postal bombs that were mailed to a series of the president's opponents.
The Republicans had tremendous momentum, and then, of course, this happened where all that you people talked about was that, and rightfully so. It was a big thing, rightfully so, but now we have to start the momentum again.
The president has really tried to focus public attention on what's happening at the border, which he has labeled a national security threat. Experts say they don't agree with that necessarily. Critics of Trump are saying, look, he's demagoguing one issue at the border that's still an opaque threat, may not even be a threat, and he's ignoring this other crisis that is acute and real and urgent.
The juxtaposition of those things next to the election has led to all kinds of heated rhetoric. People are suggesting that the president himself and the rhetoric that he's employed over the last 3 years could have some culpability.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy.
I think there's blame on both sides.
President Trump, with his choice of rhetoric, has injected a variable into American politics, the likes of which we have not seen before. The controversy he stokes, the coded language he uses, the falsehoods that he employs.
Certainly in the mail bomb case, clearly was a Trump supporter, and in the other case, although the person who's accused of the mass shootings has said he was not a fan of Trump, he did cite this sort of migrant caravan as one of the big things he was concerned about.
Remember, it's going to be an election of the caravan. The Democrats want caravans. They like the caravans. A lot of people say, I wonder who started that caravan. You're going to find MS-13, you're going to find Middle Eastern, you're going to find everything. Do you know how the caravan started? Does everybody know what this means?
When we have one of the biggest mass assassination attempts in American history, when we have what may be the largest attack on Jewish Americans in history, all in the course of a few days, you have to ask whether there is something that has changed.
It's not like Trump drove these folks to do it, but creating an environment in which these things are heightened and the public concern and anxiety levels are at certainly high levels.
We're seeing a familiar pattern from the president, which is that initially he will say some of the kinds of things that you would expect a president to say, and then rather quickly kind of revert to his campaign rhetoric.
Well, I think I've been toned down. You want to know the truth. I could really tone it up. Because, as you know, the media has been extremely unfair to me.
We talk about these things as obviously someone as powerful as the President of the United States matters, and that his tone matters, and the example he sets matters. And so that is the question that we're facing now.